Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live. This is kind of a sneak attack, kind of a live stream we're doing because Israel has just attacked Iran. Okay, this is huge, huge news. They were expecting an attack to happen yesterday, and we're going to go into all of the details of kind of what that is. Make sure my mic is doing good down below because this is really important. Is my mic sounding good? Yeah, this is kind of a sneak attack video. As we speak right now, Israel is attacking Iran. Okay. And this is literally happening like as we speak. So this isn't something that's happened yesterday or happened or is going to happen. It's something that is happening currently. And we're just going to kind of sit around and kind of see what's going on. So I have some videos right here. This is the video of what was attacked. Let's actually watch this and see what exactly is going on. This is Iran. This was an Iranian residential building that was bombed. We're looking at live footage from Iran currently. Some of the bombing sites. Yep, this is happening as we speak. There's not too many footage of this coming around. This is the only footage I can find online. Yep, they got the chief of staff and the top scientist. We're going to talk about how they got the chief of staff and the top nuclear scientist. Absolutely brutal what went down. So Iran is currently in shock right now as it is being attacked by Israel. This is probably the first time in history, besides the attack that happened. Remember when Iran attacked Israel? I believe this was somewhere around a year ago. This is the first time that Israel has directly attacked Iran's nuclear facilities. This is huge, okay? Because usually what Israel will do is they'll go and attack via car bombs or they'll attack top nuclear scientists using, kind of covert methods. But this is the first time that Israel is actually using mass attacks in its warfare. So this is absolutely insane. Yeah, Ezekiel 38 is coming soon. That's what my brother says. This is absolutely nuts. Let's keep watching this video. This was the residential building that was attacked just a few minutes ago. Oh, looks like that's it. Let's.
ساعت الان 3:37 روی فرحزاد پایین یه ساختمون مسئله شده اینجا هم زدن این لحظه
So for those who do not know, I've prepared a video right here basically describing what's going to be taking place. And this is what was happening yesterday. So let's watch this video, what they were expecting to happen, and then what's happening as of right now.
And now to the Middle East, where tensions are high over reports that Israel is ready to launch an operation against Iran. Multiple
This was yesterday.
U.S. officials have been alerted, raising concerns that Tehran could retaliate on certain U.S. sites in neighboring Iraq. The U.S. Embassy in Baghdad is advising American citizens not travel to the country, and the State Department has ordered non-emergency U.S. government personnel to leave Iraq. President Trump was asked about the situation last night.
Those personnel are being moved out of the region.
This was last night.
Well, they are being moved out because it could be a dangerous place. And, we'll see what happens. But they are going to give a notice to move. We'll see what happens.
Is there anything that prevents the temperature down in the region?
They can't have a nuclear weapon. Of course, they can't have a nuclear weapon.
Yep, I agree.
We're not going to allow.
All right, let's get right to senior White House reporter Jennifer Jacobs, who broke the story. Jennifer, thank you for joining us today. What more can you tell us about how this could play out?
Well, it could get very serious very quickly. President Trump has repeatedly threatened to strike Iran if the talks fail, if Iran refuses to limit its nuclear program, if it refuses to stop enriching uranium, which is a key part of the deal in the negotiations. And President Trump has said this week that he is less confident Iran will stop enriching uranium, so that could have very serious consequences. What we know is that Israel is preparing for some sort of military operation.
So Israel has been preparing for a military operation, and this is what is happening right now. What happened was Israel essentially attacked a residential building that was believed to house some of the top nuclear scientists and the top essentially nuclear, the nuclear kind of heads. And that's literally what happened. I'm going to show you guys the video again. This is the only video I could find on the actual apartment building that was attacked.
ساعت الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرستاده.
Okay, is the stream still choppy, guys? Is it mainly when I do the video, or is it when I speak? So let me know if I'm speaking right now. Let me know if it's choppy. Try dropping the quality. Let me see if I can do a quality drop real quick. Shortcuts, video resolution. We'll do standard definition. Okay, so we did a quality drop. How is the quality doing now? Can you guys hear me clearly and concisely? So the stream is fine, but it's the videos that are played. Okay, mainly with the videos. So sorry, guys. This is something that I literally just put up. So let's try it again. We dropped the quality. I have some other resources here for us to discuss. We have the latest updates here. Okay. Israel appears to be preparing a launch, an attack soon on Iran, according to officials in the U.S. This has already taken place, a step that can further inflame the Middle East and derail or delay efforts by the Trump administration to broker a deal to cut off Iran's path to building a nuclear bomb. So what they're doing is they're sidestepping the deal, and they're essentially going in for the kill, and they're trying to dismantle the nuclear sites their own way, which we know Israel is very headstrong, and that's what we're expecting in Bible prophecies, is a very headstrong response by Israel. I don't know how this is going to play out, but let's keep reading. The concern about a potential Israeli strike, which has happened, and the prospect of retaliation by Iran led the United States on Wednesday to withdraw diplomats from Iraq and authorize the voluntary departure of U.S. military family members from the Middle East. It is unclear how extensive an attack Israel might be preparing, which we see right now as of what's happening. It is very extensive. But the rising tensions came after months in which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel has pressed President Trump to seize on what Israel sees as a moment of Iranian vulnerability to a strike. And this is why they're doing this, because Iran is vulnerable, especially after the Assad regime fell within Syria. Iran is currently in a vulnerable position. And so Israel is taking the initiative and striking, right? Mr. Trump waved off another plan by Israel several months ago to attack Iran, insisting that he wanted a chance to negotiate a deal with Tehran that would choke off Iran's ability to produce more nuclear fuel for a bomb. So screw that. There's literally no more deal. That's literally going to be what it is Israel is going to try to just go right for the jugular, which might be the right thing to do. I want to know in the comments, do you guys think that it is the right thing to do for Israel to essentially go for the jugular here? I want to know. This person says, I think it's Jeremiah 49:38. Iran will become Christianized. Gina said it was yesterday that the Ayatollah in Iran was telling American Muslims to rise up and unalive Americans. So this is not a coincidence. Okay, let's see what's going on in the live updates. I'm going to put you guys back up for the live updates right here. We're getting live updates. So let's go down here. Israel 7 minutes ago has just closed its airspace to civilian traffic. All flights arriving at or departing from Ben Gurion International Airport have been canceled. Okay. Israel. This is 11 minutes ago, guys. You guys are hearing this first here. Israel attacked at least 6 military bases around Tehran, including Parchin and residential homes at 2 highly secure complexes for military commanders and multiple residential buildings around Tehran. And what appears to be targeted assassinations, according to 4 senior Iranian officials. So we want to know where they attacked. This is going to be exactly where they attacked. Israel attacked Iran's main enrichment facility. Looks like that's in Netanyahu's. And in Tehran, which is the capital of Iran, residents reported seeing Israeli fighter jets. So guys, they're going for it, man. They're really going for it. They're going guns blazing, man. I've never seen anything like this. This is the next step in what we believe to be Bible prophecy happening before our very eyes. And the reason is because within the Middle East, there has to be some sort of war that breaks out that causes Israel to essentially fall back. Now, Israel is continuing to move forward and is continuing to be successful via God's grace. So we don't know when the falling away or the falling back is going to take place, but we need to continue to pray for Israel, okay? Because its enemies hate her. Michael Crowley, the State Department reporter, said, a critical question is whether the U.S. will play an extensive role in defending Israel from an Iranian counterattack. This is going to be really interesting, guys, to see what sort of counterattack is going to take place from Iran. As the Biden administration did when these countries exchanged blows last year, Secretary of State Marco Rubio made no mention of such a role in a statement tonight, saying that our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Some prominent Trump supporters are already calling for the United States to stay out of the conflict without U.S. assistance. Israeli defenses could be overwhelmed by a barrage of Iranian ballistic missiles, leading to major damage within Israeli cities. So imagine literally tomorrow or whenever they decide to do a counterattack, they overwhelm the Iron Dome and they come into Israeli cities and totally destroy Israeli cities. That is something that is totally a possibility that could happen. We don't know, depending on the American involvement, how much America is going to be involved. Okay. Midnight says they are a mighty army and Archangel Michael is fighting with them. Absolutely. We know that Michael the Archangel is the chief prince over Israel. So he is currently fighting the demonic realm within Iran, the Prince of Persia. For thousands of years, they've been fighting. He is currently fighting the Prince of Persia as of today. Okay. And the reason why is because if Iran gets those nukes, this is the key. If Iran gets nuclear weapons, if they get access to plutonium-rich uranium and they create these nuclear weapons, it's going to be all hell broke loose. You want to know why? It's because you have demonic principalities over Iran that want to see the total destruction of the world. That's what they want to see, and they want to see the total destruction of the Middle East. This is what's going to happen in Daniel chapter 11 when the king of the north comes in and sweeps into the Middle East, and he devotes many to destruction. We're going to go into the prophetic aspects of what's going on as of yet. Let's go ahead and check to see if the video is back up and buffering. Let me know how the video comes out. This is going to be the main residential building that was caught on fire.
ساعت الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرزاد پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی زده اینجا زدن اینجا هم زدن این لویزان زدن پشت هم زدن پشت لویزان زدن
Okay, so the video is still skipping, guys. Sorry about that. This is super last minute. We're gonna go on a bit of a journey here because this is all happening right as we speak. So you guys are getting the latest information as it comes in. Okay, we can see right here, June 13th in Tehran. This is some of the images right here. We can see what's going on. We can see some of the attacks that are taking place. Imagine living there right now, and all of a sudden you start seeing all of these big plumes of smoke. Very, very interesting. Here's the latest. Israel appears to be preparing to launch an attack soon on Iran. Actually, no, we read this already, guys. Sorry about that. Explosions rocked Tehran early Friday morning as Israel carried out a major attack on Iran intended to cripple the country's nuclear program. Israeli officials said the strikes raised fears the long simmering conflict between the two countries could escalate into a war involving the most powerful militaries in the Middle East. Residents of Tehran, the Iranian capital, reported hearing huge explosions in Iranian state television broadcast, images of smoke and fire billowing from buildings. One Iranian senior official, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said Iran's fighter jets had taken off to intercept the Israeli warplane. So this is full-on war. This is full-on war, guys. Several Israeli officials described the attacks as a preemptive strike intended to keep Iran from acquiring a nuclear bomb. That's the key. It's all about the bomb. The Israeli military said the strikes had targeted sites critical to Iran's long-range missile capabilities and its nuclear programs. Israel attacked at least 6 military bases around Tehran, including Parchin and residential homes, at 2 highly secure complexes for military commanders and multiple residential buildings around Tehran, in what appears to be targeted assassinations, according to 4 senior Iranian officials. The Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a video statement that Israel had attacked Iran's main nuclear enrichment facility in Natanz, as well as Iran's leading nuclear scientists. He called Iran's nuclear program a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. Okay, guys, this is nuts. Honestly, what's going on is crazy. We could see by tomorrow a full-on war between Israel and Iran. I mean, that's basically what's happening now. But who knows what other countries could be dragged into this? You know what I mean? Who knows Saudi Arabia? Who knows Turkey, how Turkey will get involved? Who knows how Syria will react? Unfortunately, this is just kind of what we're dealing with. So we need to be in serious prayer for the Middle East because this is a time of testing. Guys, these are the birth pangs. This is what Jesus meant when he said, you are going to hear of wars. You're going to hear of rumors of wars. You're going to hear of famines and pestilences in various places. All of these you're going to hear about. These are but the beginning of the birth pangs. Okay. And since everything is centered on Israel, what's happening within Israel right now is crucial to what's going to take place in Bible prophecy in the future. So I want to know what you guys think as we continue to see live updates coming in. I'm going to keep my live update tracker up here so you guys can see it. We'll put me up on the screen. Let's see here. This was updated just 10 minutes ago. And let's see. Let's see if we can pull up any of the latest news. Of course, they're trying to get me to subscribe. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Not to the New York Times. Okay, let's see here. Yep, so the latest update, again, like we said, was Israel has closed its airspace to civilian traffic. That's the latest update that we got so far. Nothing new coming in. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is Bible prophecy coming out? This person says this has happened a few times before. Not like this. Not like this. This is huge. This is completely different than how it was in the past because Israel has not directly attacked nuclear sites, including within the capital of Iran. So this is completely different. Stuz says, we're about to go home. Amen, brother. Amen. Let's see here. Gina says, we need to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Brian says, it's prophecy and it won't stop. Turkey will have a big play in this. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking that Turkey will have a big play in this, guys. Honestly, I think that Turkey has to get involved somehow. And it's just pushing us closer and closer. That's what it is pushing us closer and closer to the return of Christ. You You know, is this Jeremiah 49 prophecy? Let's go ahead and check out Jeremiah 49 and see if this is in fact what that is. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Thanks to everyone for joining in. We're going to keep you updated on everything that's going on. Let's get the Life Bible. Okay. So are we looking at Jeremiah 49? Am I correct on that one? Let's go back to the live. This guy said, we missed you, man. Where'd you go? I'm still here. So Jeremiah 49, guys. This message was given concerning the Ammonites. This is what the Lord God says. Let's actually look. The message is about Edom. This is about Jordan. That's not what we're looking for. The Lord says to Edom, I will cut you down to size among the nations. Edom will become an object of horror. This message was given concerning Damascus. This is what the Lord God says. So there's a prophecy about Damascus being destroyed within Bible prophecy, guys. This is it. The towns of Hamath and Arpad are struck with fear, for they have heard the news of their destruction. Their hearts are troubled like a wild sea in a raging storm. Damascus has become feeble, and all her people turn to flee. Fear, anguish, and pain have gripped her as they grip a woman in labor. There's the labor pains. So in all of these prophecies, there's a little clue as to when the end times is going to be. This is about Damascus. So are we about to see right here that her young men will fall in the streets and die? Her soldiers will all be killed, says the Lord of heaven's armies. And I will set fires to the walls of Damascus that will burn up the palaces of Ben-Hadad. Is that what we're about to see? Very possible. It's very possible. We don't know that yet. Okay. Let's also look. Well, actually, let's go. Let's see if there's any live up. We actually have 3 new updates. So the 3 new updates as of right now are thus follows. Tabriz, a city located in northwestern Iran with an Azeri population and a center of commerce, is currently under attack. At least 5 explosions heard, according to Iranian media. So now they're going after the cities. That's insane. They're literally going after the cities of Iran. Okay. This one is Azeri. 1 minute ago, we're looking at updates as of 1 minute ago. Netanyahu and his defense minister, Israel Katz, decided on Monday that the attack would begin this Friday in coordination with the military chief of staff. So it looks like this was planned. Okay. Looks like this was planned by Israel. This isn't just some random thing that happened. Yeah. So really, really, really crazy what's going down. For those who don't know, Israel has attacked Iran in 5 different locations. Looks like now it's 6. They are attacking key strategic facilities, and they are attacking nuclear scientists. They're trying to take out as many as they can before the war stops. Okay. So, really, really crazy stuff, guys. Really, really crazy stuff. I want to know, do you guys think that this is Bible prophecy happening before our very eyes? Or is this just another thing? Look at this. Crude oil prices jumped sharply following the Israeli attack, with the Brent crude oil future price jumping 8% to $75 a barrel. That's not good news. The higher oil prices get, that's going to affect us, guys, especially in the Middle East. Iran lies on the northern side of the Straits of Hormuz at the exit of the Persian Gulf, positioning Iran to block much of the oil exports of Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and smaller Persian Gulf states if it wishes to do so in retaliation for the Israeli airstrike. So they could literally retaliate by blocking all of the key oil facilities within Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, many of them. So now it's going to fall on us. The oil prices and gas prices are going to strike up. So mark my words, in the next coming weeks, if they retaliate in that way, we're going to be paying extra in gas. Okay, that is not good news. Absolutely not good news. 3 plucked up. Yeah, you could say that this was possibly the start of Daniel 11. I don't know. Let's look at Daniel 11, because we know that what's going to happen within Daniel chapter 11. The first thing we're looking for is Iran. Let me get this up. The Study Bible in the English Standard Version. That's what I like to read. Okay. Or try for free. So he said, look, so the vision that was given to the angel, right, was essentially, he said, look, I'm going to show you the truth about what is going to happen in the last days. That's what he's saying here. He said, behold, 3 more kings shall arise in Persia. You could literally supplement Persia with Iran. That's what Iran was. Persia is Iran. 3 more kings shall arise in Iran, and a 4th shall be far richer than all of them. And when he has become strong through his riches, he shall stir up against the kingdom of Yavan, the kingdom of Greece. So the reason I don't think that this prophecy is taking place is because you see Iran is the one that's stirring up into the Middle East. So I don't think Iran is going to fall, as everybody is saying, because Iran has to be around, right? This isn't just a historical prophecy. This is a future prophecy about Iran in the last days, what they're going to do and how they're going to come against essentially, Yavan, Turkey. So I actually am going to have to disagree with you, brother. Let's get back to the updates. For those who have not seen, let's put the video back up right here for you guys. And let's play.
Now to the Middle East, where tensions high over reports that Israel is ready to launch an operation against Iran. Multiple sources tell CBS News U.S. officials have been alerted, raising concerns that Tehran could retaliate on
Let
certain
me know if it's choppy.
U.S. sites in neighboring Iraq. U.S. Embassy in Baghdad is advising citizens to not travel to the country, and the State Department has ordered non-emergency U.S. government personnel to leave Iraq. President Trump was asked about the situation just last night.
We're hearing reports that U.S. personnel are moved out of the region within striking distance.
Well, they are being moved out. It'd be a dangerous place, and we'll see what happens. But they are. We've given notice. We move out. We'll see what happens.
Is there anything that can be done to dial the temperature down in the region?
Can't have a nuclear weapon. Of course, they can't have a nuclear weapon. We're not going to allow that.
All right, let's get right to CBS News senior White House reporter Jennifer Jacobs, who broke the story. Jennifer, thank you.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I kind of got distracted there. So look, we got a super chat. This guy says, and we got some new updates coming in. Okay. New updates coming in. We got a super chat here. Says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is this about to be? The answer to that question is going to be how Iran retaliates. There's many ways that Iran can retaliate to how Israel is attacking, because Iran is in a weak position. So I think it's going to be pretty bad. I think that Iran is going to, they're literally attacking their cities. This is huge. So the retaliation that's going to take place is going to be, I think, really bad. I don't think it's going to be a 10, but I think it's going to be anywhere from a 6 to a 7. And depending on who else in the Middle East gets involved, I don't think anybody else will get involved. I think this is going to be just between Israel and Iran. But again, I'm no expert, so I can't tell you exactly who's in. I'm just a Bible prophecy guy. But yeah, that's would be my guess, if that makes sense, my educated guess. Let's get into a couple more updates as of yet. A couple updates. So Israel's military chief of staff said, where he warned in a televised address, that Iran's response was likely to be different than previous counterattacks, adding, "I don't promise successes alone." So even he is saying, look, we're not going to promise only successes. We're not going to promise that it's only going to be our initiative. We're going to see some retaliation from Iran. We're going to see some pushback. Even he's saying it. So this is going to be pretty bad in the Middle East. You got to think about being within Israel, how they've been going through this war for nearly a year and 6 months with Gaza, right? And so now they're pushing into Iran, and they just got access to Syria. I mean, it's almost like, when is this going to end? Right? I mean, imagine being in Israel and seeing that, right? Mark Johnson says Israel, and let me put this back up here. Israel wants the retaliation so that Israel will get us to fight for them. Typical American blood for Israel. Interesting take. Interesting take. It's almost like they know what they're doing. They're very smart and they're very calculated. Yeah, Iran is allied with Russia, but we're not going to see Russia. I mean, Russia's completely out of the game because of Ukraine, so they're not going to come in and help. So that's why I think Iran is in a terrible position right now. This is an amazing victory for Israel, but we have yet to see how the retaliation is going to take place. Yeah, good take, especially good take, Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson has a really good take. Kevin says this is the beginning. Is this the beginning of the end? I don't think so. Do you guys think that this is the beginning of the end? I think this is a step forward. This is definitely a step forward. However, I don't think that this is going to be the beginning of the end. Okay. Yeah, let's see here. Yep, Sydney says Russia is all tied up. They're completely tied up, right? Imagine if they weren't tied up. This would be a scarier situation where Russia would get involved, America would have to get involved, and that could potentially be World War III. But Israel knew this, and they knew, look, Russia's not coming in to help, so they did what they did. Could this be the prophecy of Elam? No, I do not believe this is the prophecy of Elam, because does Elam get completely destroyed in that prophecy? You're going to have to put the verse. Make sure to put the verse up there, guys. Let's see here if there's any new updates. The attack came as the United States was leading efforts to negotiate an agreement with Tehran that would limit Iran's ability to produce nuclear weapons. And a day after the International Atomic Energy Agency, the UN nuclear watchdog, censored Iran for not complying with its nuclear non-proliferation obligations. Okay, so yeah, this person says when the Mahdi comes, it's over. Imagine right now the Mahdi pops up. He's like, look, I'm the Mahdi. Yeah. Good take. Yeah, I don't believe this is the beginning of the end. You know, a lot of people are saying we have less than 7 years left. I believe we still got more time than that. This is still just the wars and rumors of wars. Okay, I think we need to put ourselves within the correct context, right? But again, tomorrow morning, we could see World War III. You literally never know. You literally never know. Okay. What about China? China's not going to do anything. China's not going to do anything. They're in a relationship with Iran. They might do something with sanctions, or they might try to do something with some of their trade proliferation, but they're not going to send troops, or they're not going to do anything. It's not a serious enough relationship. So with China out of the picture, with Russia out of the picture, you know, Israel essentially had a decision to make, and they said, look, are we going to continue to wait for this nuclear deal that we've been trying to make for decades and decades and decades, or are we going to take matters into our own hands and destroy these nuclear facilities? Or they could have done the third option, which is trust in their God, trust in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But unfortunately, that's not what we're seeing. Yep. So that's really what's going on. Let's see if there's any other updates, guys. And if not, we're gonna peace out of here. Just so you guys kind of know what's going on before everything hits. Really, really crazy stuff, guys. Really, really crazy stuff. Yep. If somebody would come forward with a peace treaty, right? Daniel 7, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. Yeah, but those horns are kings of nations, so they're representing nations. I don't think they're representing, you know, Iranian officials. But I get what you're saying. I could potentially see that. Do I think they will blow the USA up? Absolutely not. Do I think they'll blow the USA up? If they attack the USA or the US, that would be probably the single dumbest move in the history of the United States or in the history of the world is to just immediately go and attack the US, because now the US has reason to come in. And that's kind of how this works, is making sure you don't give others reason to come in, right? Because if the US comes in, that gives reason for other nations to come in, like Saudi Arabia or China. That gives reason. And so this is where World War III really takes place. So Israel is taking a huge risk, is putting the entire world stage on the risk. And this is potentially God saying, look, this is the risk. You need to look at Israel. It's literally happening before our very eyes. So Palestine, LeBron, and Syria are the three kings plucked up. Yep, he got it. Finally, prophecy is cracked. This man is the man who cracked Bible prophecy. Sorry, I thought that was pretty funny. No new updates as of yet, guys. No new updates. Guaranteed we are protected by God and the Q Operation Dome of the Rock. That could be an interesting take. Is we know within Bible prophecy that the Dome of the Rock has to be out of the way for the third temple to be built. And so every time that Israel goes into a major war, they reclaim land. They reclaim the right to essentially do something. So this could actually be the first step of the Dome of the Rock, or maybe even, I mean, this is kind of just a theory, and this is what I was waiting on before. Maybe Iran retaliates, and then a missile comes in, boom, takes it out, and then it leaves space for the third temple. I mean, that's just clear conjecture. We don't know how it's going to happen. Yes. So, guys, that's it. Anything else before I peace out of here? I just wanted to give you guys kind of a quick update before it hit the news. You guys had it first here. So if you liked it, comment down below, leave a super chat, or become a member today. I thought this was pretty cool. Yep, Ishmael versus Isaac. Absolutely. Did you hear about the ceasefire that Hamas wants with Israel for 7 years? I have not. So that would be really interesting if there was a 7-year ceasefire that took place. Oh, looks like we got 2 new updates, guys. 2 new updates. Oh, you know what? I think that was a false alarm. Yep. So without further ado, guys, that's it. I appreciate you guys being alive, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I might live stream again tomorrow, the retaliation that Iran is going to take place. So stay tuned for tomorrow's live stream as well. And Sydney, thanks.